Hello guys, so recently I have built Thoma, the brand new shield character which just available on Wish banner 1 week ago. Although Thoma got a quite average reception by Genshin community, which is not surprising since Thoma performance is quite average. So in this video, I will try my best to show you what Thoma capable to offer for your team. You should be fully aware that Thoma is designed to be a shield character, but most of people, including me, was expecting him to be a great off-field support that can apply pyro like Xingqiu, which can enable a fast hydro application every tick. But turns out, it's rather disappointing because Thoma has a few seconds of ICD, which make his burst can't apply pyro in every tick. And this very first reason made Thoma team pool being narrowed, because he won't work well with hero like Ayaka that can apply cryo every tick. So the main combination that I dream about is Vanish. From the damage number itself, it's quite low because the burst talent itself didn't offer that much scale of damage. So, is that make him only applicable as a shield support only? There are few build around community that show him actually can offer much more and sing well with Hu Tao. This is actually true because first thing first is Hu Tao need a shield to confirm her safety while you playing her. Hu Tao demands you to always keep her HP in area below 50%. The more the greater benefit you get, but actually it makes some people dislike Hu Tao mechanic. That's why Thoma offering a safety for Hu Tao makes it a very good combination. Besides the shield, the other things that Thoma offer is actually the energy particle. If you want Hu Tao to do a burst often, you definitely need a battery like Thoma. Usually you can run Bennett as Pyro battery, but for God's sake, we know that Bennett is not a good friend with Hu Tao in terms of synergy. Thoma also can help Hu Tao get another boost of Pyro bonus if you put them along with team like Kazuha or Sucrose, which can do a elemental absorption. So basically, after you cast E barrier to deal a Pyro, you can put elemental absorption to party member with Kazuha and Sucrose. So it will maximize your Hu Tao damage output. This method actually works with other pyro support character too, but since we talk about Thoma benefit in Hu Tao team, it still counts as a benefit though. But after all, is Thoma existence is to help Hu Tao only? I still want Thoma works well with Childe. You know and I know, Childe and Thoma, who on earth not trigger to pair them together? They look so perfect together like sibling. But the same thing will still happen like Ayaka case, where Thoma won't trigger much vaporize, won't deal enough damage. He can't perform perfectly like Childe and Xiangling. In the end, Thoma main role is as a shield character. The off-field damage is a bonus, so I will still put him in my Childe team too, because it still offers decent defensive to the team, while also help deal some damage. And actually, you can still put Thoma in every team that needs shield as safety. And with correct combination of stats, it's also possible to deal some damage while also providing shield durability. So let's see how the talents work. Thoma E skill Blazing Blessing will make Thoma false forward and deal some AoE pyro damage, while also create pyro barrier at the same time. It scale off the HP of Thoma and lasts for 8 seconds, while in my opinion, even though the damage isn't that high, but it isn't that bad either. At level 8, it can deal 234% of damage while it's still good, compared to other shield character E damage like Diona. There is another unique mechanism lies in here, which is when a new blazing barrier is obtained, the remaining damage absorption will stack, and the duration will be refreshed, so soon you will see the passive sing well with his burst skill. Now, let's see the burst skill. The Crimson Oyoroi will make Thoma spin his pole arm and deal AoE pyro damage, while also wrap Thoma or your active character with Scorching Oyoroi. While the active character makes normal attack, it will trigger Fiery Collapse that deal AoE pyro damage and summon another Blazing Barrier. And this Blazing Barrier will stack on into another every single tick. To be noted, this is a weaker version of the E skill because it only scales at around 1.8 at level 8. But consider it being stacked every second the Fiery Collapse triggered. and the shield is lasts for 8 seconds, we can see Thoma capabilities to keep shield uptime almost every single time if you run him on full HP artifacts. But there is a downside if you run full HP though. It's the energy cost, because the energy cost is 80, which is pretty high. So that means you want a good ER for Thoma, so he can spam shield and burst every single rotation. So this is later on will make you sacrifice some HP for ER, and in my opinion, it's the best thing rather than spend all of the stats into HP. The passive talent Imbricated Armor is quite nice, because it increases shield strength by 5% for 6 seconds every time Blazing Barrier is obtained or refreshed. It can stack to 5 times and trigger once every 0.3 seconds. This means every 1 second weaker Blazing Barrier obtained by Thoma burst will actually make this passive trigger for 5 times. The other talent, Flaming Assault, will also increase the damage by 2.2% of Thoma max HP. So generally speaking, you get the whole point that we should give Thoma a full HP and ER. For the weapon, I really recommend the catch, because it gives Thoma benefit of high energy recharge, which he really needs to keep team alive with the shield. Not only that, but the passive will also increase the burst damage. Another good option is the Favonius Lens, where it will also give high ER, and every critical that you make will generate 6 energy for character, which will rapidly replenish your burst. For the new 4-star weapon, Wavebreaker Fin is not a good choice because Thoma burst damage is not that great, so hoping to maximize the burst damage will be a bad trade-off for ER that you can get from the Catch and Favonius Lens. For the artifacts, Thoma can run a few artifact sets that I believe is fit for him, because in the end, it really depends how is your team composition. But I would like to recommend the 4-piece emblem as a first choice. Not only the 2-piece give you additional ER, the 4-piece set can boost your burst of fear damage quite high, even though it won't be a broken. Other viable option is you can run on 4-piece Noblesse Oblige. But as I said, this depends on your team composition. If you already have 4-piece Noblesse Carrier, you don't need 4-piece for Thoma because the effect cannot stack. If you have a pretty low ER on Thoma, you may want to use 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Emblem, because with low ER, you won't benefit much from 4-piece Emblem bonus. So at least, you can have another 20% burst damage from 2-piece Noblesse. So, in the end, this is why I recommend 4-piece Emblem, because the way you need Thoma to have a good ER to spam burst is sync well with the weapon and emblem bonus. For Flower, your focus is to get as many ER before crit rate or crit damage. Same thing is also applied for the Feather, where your first priority is ER before go for crit. Now, for the Sense, obviously you only have 2 viable options here, which is HP or ER. You don't want to look at attack, because Thoma is definitely not a good damage dealer, and you don't need a very high attack. So, after tried a few combinations, I can decide the best sense is still run in ER sense, because generally speaking, the more you stack the ER, the more faster you can spam the burst again, stack the shield, and keep party safe. In later section, I will show comparison between ER sense and HP sense. For the Goblet, you want to have either HP or Pyro damage. HP will boost your shield strength but lower your damage output by around 1000 damage. So HP still your first priority if you run on full defense build, but if you want some nice damage, go for Pyro. For the Circlet, you may go for either HP or Crit. HP will make you more durable. As for Crit, it will boost your damage every single time when you on burst. Again, if you only want Thoma as a shield on your team, then go for HP. Constellation wise, I believe every upgrade of Constellation on Thoma is important. The C2 make Crimson Oyoroi will extend by 3 seconds, and this will help keep the shield uptime by almost 100%. C4 will make Thoma possible to run for much less ER, because every time you use burst, it will give back 15 energy. And the last one, C6, will increase party attack by 15% every time your barrier obtain or refresh, which is insane. Okay, so that's for the build detail. Now I want to show you the comparison between running ER Sen and HP Sen, especially if you're on lower constellation. So, for Sen, I've tried a comparison. When you're running on the HP Sen, you actually won't benefit much from the passive talent of Thoma, which is get another 2.2% from Thoma max HP. With HP, the shield itself won't have much difference with the ER Sen, and also the damage from the burst and fiery collapse is stay at around 5000 until 7000k with crit, without any buff like Bennett or Kazuha. Now let's see what ER Sens offer. So, with ER Sens, you can have a decent fiery collapse damage too, which sit at around 5000 until 7000 too. And well, your shield strength is much lower, but every single or two rotation, you definitely will get back your burst damage, which is very good. Okay, that's all for today's video. I hope this video could help any of you building Thoma. See you on the next video.